council cuz. So I'm having a hard time trying to get started, struggling. So reckon I'm gonna do something God taught me to do. I'm just gonna take a deep breath, use my hard head, and run up the middle, so to speak. Start off in the middle somewhere. So, from what my friend Joey's last words said to me, that's one of my favorite memories. That's stuck in my head all these years. To a point I end up in the hospital in Lolly Kemp. Left these woods, been sick for a couple of years, hid it from a lot of people, hid it from almost everybody. Never, no one person knows the whole story behind everything because I've never told the whole story. So I know that to be a fact. So I decided I didn't want my mama to find my body up in these woods after all we done buried everybody else in our family, except each other and my sister, a couple of uncles and cousins or something, but all our close family. I done sacrificed all my fun, gave up my career in the name of doing the right thing, didn't let myself have too much fun, saved all my money, paid off all my debts, just to own a piece of land and a truck and tractor and a couple of things that was paid for. Had to turn my back on all that just to keep some sanity. That's a whole nother story. So I end up this hospital, weighed 219 pounds, ain't ate solid food in months. It's all just pus, some kind of green slime come out of every hole. Done coughed so much, I had a hole in my esophagus. And the more I gagged on it, the more stomach acid came up. So the more I coughed, the worse it got. I think I had just a tiny little speck of life left in me. And the only reason I didn't want to die in these woods is because I didn't want my mama to find my body. So I called my friend Randy, and he probably don't know. I didn't call for him to get better. For him to pray for me to get better, I called for him to take over. Hopefully he would be there to counsel my mama. I didn't figure. I seen enough animals die, enough people die in my life. As long as I've been sick, I didn't know how I was alive then. So I'm in this room. I'm solid black from dry heave for all this time. It's like black, blubby, like a hemorrhaging meat. Like you beat on a steak with a sledgehammer for a while. That's what my belly looked like. And can't hardly talk because of the holes in my thing. Kidneys shut down, eyes turned yellow, pancreas, all gallbladder. They said I had that bad diabetes. Blood pressure's around 200, finna blow a gasket, heart attack or whatever at any time. They said, well, son, if you'd have listened to us when you first had these symptoms and quit trying to be tough, and this probably been going on for a couple of days now, if you wouldn't try to be so tough and came on in here, maybe we could do something, but it's just between us. Your mama's outside. I don't think there's nothing we can do. I don't see how you're here now. I said, well, how long has it been? Hard head. And I said, well, come here, because I couldn't talk real good. Kind of done like that. And they said, yeah, 2 days. Yeah, that's a long time with these symptoms. I said, no, jackasses, it's been 2 years I've been like this. And in the meantime, my only source of income in this pus-filled, crippled body was to crawl up under a sweaty, nasty horse, getting yanked on, nailing shoes on it. Was my only way to keep the wolves away. So I'm laying there in this bed. Everybody's out the room. I know I'm just about to tip over the edge. Got this one little speck of me. My back's turned to the door, and if you can picture in your head, I can feel these demons just pulling and chewing on me like a piece of fighting over a dead carcass. Just rah, 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 rah. So I'm just laying there. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. I'm beyond caring. I'm miserable. I hate it here. Might as well go down there. So I got my back. I'm laying there with them thoughts. I ain't quite gave up yet. I know if I just let go, I'm done. So all of a sudden, a door kind of I'm gonna try to explain this in human words the best I can. Kind of a door slammed behind me. And I said, all right, who could that possibly be now? I ain't moving. My back's to the door. Everything that was around me just left. I heard, he belongs to me. So you have to kind of picture, like I said, I'm going to try to use human words. Me and God, I'm standing there looking at the grave. God's like, where you going? I said, I'm going down there. Why? Well, I hate it here. I just soon go down there. I said, you seen what's going on up there? I ain't going back up there. What's the point? I hate it up there. Wasn't for my mama, I'd be down there. That's the only reason. I can't think of no other reason. And he kind of said, well, that's all because you've been doing things your way. He said, you come on back, do things my way, everything's going to be different. I thought about it for a minute. Meantime, you got a picture of me and God kind of standing somewhere behind me, and I'm looking in the hole, and I'm wanting to dive in the hole. The hell with it all. There ain't no misery worth going back up there. I mean, it's been going on for 40 years. One catastrophe after another. I've had a belly full of it. Done. So I think about what God said, and that's bad when you got to stand there and think about what the creator of the universe has said, hey, come with me, and you sitting there debating. How hard-headed do you have to be? So I thought to myself, well, if I do it God's way, it ain't going to be the same. And I could feel, he's God. There wasn't a doubt in my mind. So I was like, okay, let's go do it your way. Just like that. I was down in the grave, down there looking at Satan. I turned on a dime. This is where the story gets fun. So, God didn't heal my body. Oh, no, 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 no. I didn't look no different. I didn't feel no different. But just like I didn't know till after the fact what he healed my broken heart. He gave me a brand new heart. I didn't know all this till after the fact. I didn't read about how this worked, and if I did, I didn't pay attention. So, there I am, back in my body, I guess you could say, in my misery. Sounds come all back on. Everybody comes in the room, I guess they still got that same look on their face, like, this is your last minutes on earth, what can we do? I looked at my mama and I said, hey, you better gather my things, we're going to the house. I know they all thought we was going to the house to die. They all panicked, oh, you can't leave, you can't leave. I said, oh yeah, I'm getting up, I'm gonna go. They come up with this list of notebook papers and I don't know how many medicines. It was pages full every hour on, well, if he's gonna leave, you better take this with you. And they steadily telling my mama he ain't gonna make it, he shouldn't be here now. She's a nervous wreck, and so we get in the car, go to her house. Now, like I said, in the meantime, I don't look better, and I don't feel better. And everybody's telling me I ain't better, but I know I'm better. So I just pacify them. I don't argue with them. Don't say nothing. I can't explain it. Don't know how I'd ever explain what happened. So I just don't say nothing. Nobody listened to me or care anyway. So what the hell's the point? So I said, well, kind of like, I'm not a talking head. I'm more of an action figure. I said, well, I'll just show them that I'm better. So I don't say nothing. They give me all this medicine. I put it in my pocket, stick it in my mouth, spit it in the toilet, throw it on my shoulder, hide it. Don't take zero, none of it. Little by little. It seemed like a kind of a long time to me, but probably 45 days. I look a lot similar to what I do right now. I exercised till I lost my breath. I think I didn't do it on purpose, but it was almost 800 consecutive days in a row before I decided to take a little break to have a surgery on a joint. That's a pretty long time. Me and my personal trainer, Jesus, would stay out here. And I'm gonna tell you, my lungs was full of fluid at the time I got back. It took me like 5 breaths to tie my shoes. One. Somebody called me and asked me why I was so out of breath, and I told them I just got through tying my shoe, and we was laughing. They didn't know that I was actually telling the truth. It took me like 5 tries bending over. My oxygen level was so low, I couldn't. My lungs were so full of fluid. But I just stayed on a good diet, got better, stronger. And I was out here in these woods, and there wasn't no church, no friends, no nothing I could stay in contact with. It was just me, and I can look back now and I know why, and I'm fixing to tell you. Wasn't nobody, no woman, no preacher, no friends, no shows, no nothing. Just me and God out in these woods, rehabbing. And I know why, because God's a jealous God, and he wanted all the credit for healing up old Hammerhead here. And then that's about all I got in me for the moment. That was when the war really began.